Nintendo Switch 2 news, but every story just gets more and more positive. More and more good news is dropping, and this is a day where we can just enjoy the fact that Switch 2 is out next freaking Thursday. So good morning, Mario. Good morning, Switch fans. Got a lot of positive, good updates. New information has been released. New details have come forward, and we've got games. So it's all good in this video, which is rare lately for the Switch 2, but I'm super pumped about it. The launch is coming very quickly. Make sure to stay tuned for all the coverage. I got you covered as soon as humanly possible. We're kicking it off, and let me know in the comments down below how you feel about these, your favorite of these good news issues. But the first one is that Target officially confirmed how they're going to be handling pre-orders. They're going to have launch day stock in store on June 5th and then online stock on June 6th. They're requesting that people line up before the store opens outside, and you'll be able to purchase one system, either the Mario Kart bundle or the regular bundle, but they will also have accessories and games and things of that sort, controllers and whatnot, for you to buy as well on launch day. So you can add Target to a place where you can camp out, where you can go early, and now we have clarification and confirmation that it will not be app in-store purchases. If you want a Switch 2 from Target on launch day, it's going to need to be a line-up, wait it out, and get lucky type situation. They will then put them online on June 6th, which I think is an interesting strategy to split it up, but I guess it creates less confusion for the potential customer where you can know, okay, if I want it June 5th, I have to go to the store, and I'm not going to get sniped by somebody who's buying it online and then doing an in-store pickup. So honestly, Target, great job. The fact that you're giving us announcement, the fact that you're giving us clarification, that's really good. Still have this bone to pick with all of these retailers where they're confirming day one stock, yet they're canceling pre-orders. I was telling my mom about this because we had to double check to make sure that my pre-order, her pre-order really, was not canceled. Thankfully, it was not. But she was saying absolute insanity that they can't just move their launch day stock to the pre-order customers. Like, that is bad business and almost like illegal, it feels. It's probably not. They have loopholes and things. And I said they probably just want foot traffic. Like, they want people to go into Target because then you're more likely, I don't know, to buy a box of cookies or a greeting card or a pan or something. But it's pretty shady, in my opinion, to say that you're going to have all this launch day stock and you want people to line up, yet you're canceling pre-orders because of inventory issues. So I think that whole situation's a mess. I made a full video on it yesterday. If you have been somebody that has been caught in this pre-order cancellation apocalypse, I am so sorry. I think it's completely wrong. It feels like right now there's no solution, but at least Target is giving us some good information. Nintendo also gave us good information that Pokemon Legends ZA is dropping Thursday, October 16th on Switchy 1 and Switchy 2. Now, this is great news because, hey, we've been waiting for a release date for a Pokemon game. But to me, it's even better news because whether you're a fan of Legends ZA or not, this is not Nintendo's holiday game. This is not Nintendo's November title. They are burning through their big games, and they have yet to say a November release date. Right now, we know that DK is July, Mario Kart is June, and now we know that Pokemon is October, which means what is the big November game? What is Nintendo's big holiday title? What's it going to be? I think that's something that we still have not seen. Could it be Metroid Prime 4? Possibly, but I don't think so. I don't think Nintendo would leverage a game that, while really good and looking extremely exciting, and one that I'm super geeked to play, probably is not like a 10, 20, 30 million seller. It's probably more like a 5, 6, 7, 8 million seller. Maybe because of the timing, it can boost itself to 10 million. I don't know. But it doesn't really feel like the game Nintendo wants to hang their holiday hat on. So I'm fully expecting in the next Nintendo Direct that we find out what the holiday game is. It's not going to be Hyrule Warriors. It's not going to be Metroid Prime 4. There is something else that Nintendo has not yet shown that they're waiting to get people super excited about. They've let Mario Kart World kind of run its course. Boom, that game's out next week. They're getting ready to talk about their next big thing, and I cannot freaking wait to find out what it is, because I would have thought it would have been Donkey Kong, but Donkey Kong's coming out in July. This is just a massive year for Nintendo, and they're making the OG gamer, OG Nintendo fan, even the current new Nintendo fans, by golly, everybody is just eating this year, and I'm so pumped for it. Now, if you've been waiting to see if your Switch 1 games are going to work on the Switch 2, Nintendo updated their compatibility list, and it's looking very positive. It's looking very good. We got so many games that are just completely compatible. Of the Nintendo games, there are very few that are not compatible. They've got issues figured out across the board for all Nintendo Switch 1 games, except for Nintendo Labo Toy-Con 04 VR kit, and then a number of different media services. That is freaking great. That's a freaking accomplishment, and as it should be, backwards compatibility truly means backwards compatibility with first-party games. Now, they do note that you're going to need some Joy-Con if you want to play 1-2 Switch, Ring Fit Adventure, Game Builder Garage, Nintendo Switch Sports, WarioWare Move It, etc. because of the IR camera in the Joy-Con 1 and because of different things that are required from the Joy-Con 1. Now, on the third-party front, they've also made significant gains as majority of the games, and we're talking about 70% of the titles, now have no issues. There's still roughly 30% of games that have some issues, but are still playable. And then there's roughly, I don't know, it looks like 2% of games where issues were found during startup. The good news is they're all compatible. Some just have certain issues. Now, some of the issues are on some bigger games. I think Nier Automata is one of them. There's a few that people have been like, hey, like, this is kind of an issue, and we wish it didn't have this issue, and hopefully they continue to work on it. I'm just going to name some random ones off on this list. A Boy and His Blob, Retro Collection, Gang Beasts, Grid Autosport, Darksiders Genesis. I do love that game. Little Nightmares Complete Edition, Nier Automata, yeah. Let's see, Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville, Rocket League. Let's see, down the list we go. Nothing else really. Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus, and YouTube, of all things. But they are actively working on this, and I do appreciate that they've updated the compatibility list. They've got all the Nintendo games good to go, like I said, except for Labo Toy-Con, and they're really, really, really working on the partner games to make this list as blue as possible, because dark blue means no issues found. The game is raring to go. Some compatibility issues, some startup issues, but for the most part, it seems like we're in a pretty good state. This was updated this week, and I'm sure they'll continue to work on this and make more and more games run perfectly. But the good news is, like, if you roll the dice or if you pull the cartridge out of a hat, your cartridge is very, 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 very likely, a high percentage, that it's just going to work seamlessly on the Switch 2. And any game that's from Nintendo, you got it. It's just going to play and work so nicely. We also learned that Switch 2 cartridges go inside the Switch 1 and can be played there. This is huge, because then if you want to buy a Switch 2 edition but don't yet have your Switch 2, you're fine. Go get the Switch 2 edition of Super Mario Party Jamboree. Go get the Switch 2 edition of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Pop it in your Switch 1, and you'll be ready to go. We did not know that this was the case. There was some concern earlier on that Nintendo Switch 2 cartridges would kind of not fit in the Switch 1, would not play in the Switch 1. I will add that this has been confirmed via somebody getting a Switch 2 version of Rune Factory and popping it in, the red cartridge, into their Switch 1. They put it in a Switch Lite, and it worked totally fine. So we do need to confirm this across all red carts, all Switch 2 games, but to me it would be crazy, and we'll come back to this if so, it would be crazy if third-party games worked seamlessly and smoothly, and then Nintendo was like, no, our first-party red carts, they won't work. Like, obviously the new content won't work. Like, you won't get the TV mode for Jamboree on the Switch 2 cart in a Switch 1. You won't get, like, mouse controls or updated graphics or frame rate in Metroid Prime 4, Kirby and the Forgotten Land. But the game should work as its Switch 1 self, and then just unlocks the Switch 2 extras when you pop in the Switch 2. But we will confirm 100%. It's looking very good, though, based on somebody that just got a Switch 2 game, lucky them, and put it in their Switch 1, and it worked. This is, like, I appreciate this so much. This is across the board. This is such a good move. Let me buy this upgraded version for more money, because eventually I am going to get the Switch 2. I just maybe couldn't get the pre-order, or my pre-order got freaking canceled, or I don't have the cash yet to put forward towards a brand new system, but I want to future-proof myself. That is Nintendo running A+ business, and I'm glad we can say that about something they're doing. Thank goodness, right? They owe us one, and this is a good move to allow these Switch 2 games to work on the Switch 1. You can buy the Switch 2 version on the eShop. You can get the Switch 2 version if you have the cartridge or the game key card, and you are good to go. The news continues to build upward from there, because we found out that upgrades actually can be uber cheap. Remember, Nintendo announced that their upgrades are going to cost between $10 and $20 for most of their games. If you're getting Zelda Breath of the Wild and you want to up it to Nintendo Switch 2, $10, or you have the expansion pack online service. If you want to upgrade something like Mario Party Jamboree or Kirby and the Forgotten Land, because it does have new content, those are $20 upgrade packs. But check this out, my friends, okay? We learned that Fantasy Life I, a very recent release on Nintendo Switch 1, is getting a Switch 2 upgrade for $2.59. $2.59. That's not a joke. It's not a lie. It's not April Fool's. Check the date. $2.59. That is freaking great. That is glorious, and that sets a precedent that if you're a third party and you want me to play your Switch 2 game, come in with a $2.59 upgrade and I'm there immediately. I'll pay $2.59 for better resolution, better frame rate, smoother gameplay. That's perfect. That's totally reasonable. They had to do some things to get this game working better on Switch 2. They took time and development hours and man-woman power hours, and they made it work. I'll pay $2.59 over and over and over again. That is a good price. $10, it's a decent price. $20 feels steep, but there is new content, so it's kind of like a half DLC price, half upgrade price. $2.59, this gives me hope. I want to see more Switch 2 games get $2, $3 upgrades. And now we have a company to point to and say, look, Level 5 did it with Fantasy Life I. And that's a big game, that's a popular game, that's an important game, that's a good game. And they made it work for the fans. They did it right for the gamers. They gave them a cheap upgrade, and they made it super easy to take your load times from 12 seconds to 6 seconds, because that's what it does. It doubles, or rather halves the load times for Switch 2, and that's significant. And for $2.59, I feel like I'm getting my money's worth. So I want to see more games that drop with upgrades to be in this price range. They don't have to be $10 or $20. Nintendo can do their thing. They're selling the Switch 2 editions. But if it's just a simple like online upgrade and it's a third-party game, boom. This is what I want to see. This is what I want to see. I love this news. I think it's great, and it gives me hope that there will be more third-party games that get a nice Switch 2 upgrade for a totally reasonable cost. Like if they're like, hey, Witcher 3 runs good on Switch, but it can run great on Switch 2, $2.59, you're not going to buy it? If they were like, hey, Doom Eternal, you already got that. Mortal Kombat 1, you already got that on Switch. We're going to give you a Switch 2 upgrade for $2.59. That feels fair. Finally, something feels fair and right in the gaming pricing scheme of the world in 2025, and I'm loving it. Let me know how you feel. Are you down to pay $2.60 for your game upgrades? Are you excited about the Switch 2 dropping next week? I know you are. So give me that excitement in the comments down below. Let me know your take on today's topics. All positive. That's so great. It's rare, but Nintendo doing some A+ moves, and I'm here for it. So until next time, thank you for being here for it. Love y'all lots. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. Just a few more days, baby. Until that time, SwitchForce out.